MV.
New year, bad weather, heavy snow and high winds roaring through the American Midwest and heading east as millions of holiday travelers get ready to head home. The holiday's over for the president, who returns to the prospect of a full trial in the U.S. Senate. In depth tonight, with the year 2000 just 364 days away, there's a ton of confusion about the millennium, like when does it really start, and what thieves are after these days. It's a whole new ballgame.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. Substituting tonight, Brian Williams.
Good evening. Even where it's not snowing, flights are being canceled tonight for tomorrow because so much snow is expected to cause so many problems across a huge area of the United States. There are predictions that Chicago may suffer its worst beating in 20 years. Just as millions are taking to the roads and taking to the air, winter weather is howling into the Midwest on a fast track to the east, with predictions of a 1-foot snowfall and more as the system moves on. It's a fast-moving and dangerous storm with a lot of wind, snow, and cold air in its wake. Warnings are up tonight. In some spots, the damage is already done. What could be the coming transportation danger for the coming weekend this evening? From NBC's Ann Thompson.
Tonight, Chicago and the Midwest brace for a major winter storm. Road supervisors watch computers as one system comes from the north, another forms over the southern plains and hits hard. Snow and ice create dangerous driving conditions in Kansas City. Crowds fill food stores in Des Moines, preparing for a long weekend indoors.
Getting groceries because of the big storm.
The timing couldn't be worse. As much as a foot of snow predicted for America's heartland. On the weekend, people head home after the holidays. Already, there are problems. Today in Wichita, a Delta Comair flight from Cincinnati lands and slides off the runway, closing the airport for 2 hours. No one injured. It is just the beginning.
Looks like now the biggest city that's in the path of this in terms of blizzard conditions would be Chicago. They look like the best bet for the heaviest snows and also the near blizzard conditions.
Here, preparations are well underway. 700 trucks, 1,000 people, 280,000 tons of salt, ready for the storm that's expected to start pelting Chicago tonight. Despite the immediate forecast, the National Weather Service predicts a normal winter for 1999 for much of the country. Only the northeastern section, particularly New England and New York, expected to be colder than normal. It has already been cold enough in Virginia. Hit by one ice storm before Christmas, the prospect of a second storm caused a rush on space heaters.
I got one. I've never seen anything like it. I guess it's the forecast of the weather coming in, but it's incredible.
In Minneapolis, they're used to it. 5 degrees, wind chill 22 below. Not enough to deter the New Year's swim of the Polar Bear Club.
It's a great way to start the new year.
They would disagree in Lake County, Ohio, near Cleveland, where today crews cleared 17 inches of snow from the roads. The storm is expected to add more tomorrow as it moves through the Midwest and heads east. Ann Thompson, NBC News, Chicago.
1998 is in the books as the year of President Clinton's impeachment. 99 will likely become the second of only the 2 presidents in U.S. history to be tried in the U.S. Senate. It's against that backdrop that the president returns now from vacation tonight. NBC's David Bloom tonight on the work that awaits.
Thank you. Happy New Year. The president spent this New Year's Day golfing and watching college football on TV. But even here, among friends at this gathering of mostly Clinton loyalists known as Renaissance Weekend, there is a sense of bitterness about the toll this past year has taken.
There are people who will love Bill Clinton and think he still has a chance to be a great president, but there are also a lot of people here who supported him loyally over the years, and they feel that all this has kind of wasted the best years of their lives.
And far from this South Carolina island retreat, Senator Trent Lott's plan to spare Mr. Clinton a lengthy impeachment trial appears to be unraveling. Lott's plan calls for the Senate's 45 Democrats and 55 Republicans to be sworn in as jurors next Thursday by Supreme Court Chief Justice William Rehnquist. Beginning the following Monday, the 13 Republican congressmen who will prosecute the case, and then the president's defense team would make opening statements. Under Lott's plan, President Clinton would go on trial only if a supermajority, 2/3 of the Senate, voted to proceed. Otherwise, he might only be censured. But some Republicans, especially conservatives, are in open revolt, arguing that Mr. Clinton, having been impeached by the House, must be tried by the Senate, that there can be no shortcuts. Oklahoma Senator James Inhofe called Lott's plan, quotes, a trial balloon that needs to be shot down immediately, and said he expects a lengthy trial.
During the first 2 months of each year, nothing really is done in terms of the United States Senate. And so this would be a good time to hold the trial, get it over with, get it behind us, and I think it can be done.
The crucial decisions could come next week. Will there be a lengthy impeachment trial with witnesses such as Monica Lewinsky, or a quick move to censure President Clinton? It is Senator Trent Lott who must ultimately bring fractious Republicans together. But the White House is increasingly concerned that the lack of a consensus makes a long-running trial much more likely. David Bloom, NBC News, Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Still ahead as we continue this New Year's Day, Millennium Fever. In depth tonight, 364 days to go, and the hype is already in full swing.
The Millennium, New Year's Eve, and the entire year is the biggest historical event since the very world began.
Instead of pausing to enjoy the year we just rang in, why so many are rushing ahead to plan for a year from now. And the hottest clubs in America, what's behind the drive by thieves to steal the tools of the golf trade.
Want to have a party? Want to make a splash? This holiday, head to Red Lobster for party platters that make any holiday party extra special. Jumbo platters of shrimp and more shrimp. Tender crab claws for a crowd. Ready to pick up in an hour. Give us a call today. Escape to Red Lobster for your holiday party platters, because life on land is dry.
This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million. The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Now, bigger than ever.
Cool. Trains now go 300 miles an hour. Mail, 3,000 miles a second. Athletes continually break records. So how come pain relief isn't faster? Introducing Advil Liquid Gels, the first and only pain reliever in a faster-acting liquid-filled capsule that's gentle on your stomach. On tough pain, Advil Liquid Gels are stronger and faster than extra-strength Tylenol. Headaches to muscle aches. New Advil Liquid Gels. Advanced medicine for pain. Just got faster.
This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million.
I'll drive.
The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes.
Whoa.
Now, hello, bigger than ever.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Sunday, the Clinton crisis. Can a bipartisan solution head off a full-blown Senate trial? Plus, a new look at the Clinton marriage. On Meet the Press with Tim Russert.
On the books tonight, now that it's 1999, hundreds of new rules and regulations, state and federal laws that cover everything from driving to smoking and paying taxes. Here with that, NBC's Pete Williams.
Starting today in Washington state, it's easier to get arrested for drunk driving as the legal limit for blood alcohol drops and the penalties for drinking and driving go up.
If you booze and cruise, you lose your license and then your car.
Washington becomes the 15th state to reduce the legal blood alcohol limit to 0.08%. More state legislatures will consider doing the same this year. President Clinton is urging Congress to make the lower limits the law nationwide this year, claiming they could save 500 people a year from dying in alcohol-related accidents. Indiana has another plan for saving lives on the roads, a new curfew for drivers under 18. As of tonight, young teens can't drive there after 11 p.m. weekdays or after 1 a.m. on weekends. Supporters of the curfew say fatal accidents among 16-year-olds have doubled in the past 3 years.
Young people dying on our roads and being seriously injured, and we have to do something if we want to make sure that these young people are there for us in the future.
While Indiana is trying to save lives, Florida is trying to save marriages with a new law imposing a waiting period for weddings. Couples who do not first get counseling to prepare for life together must wait 3 days before they can get a marriage license. Beginning today in California, new tobacco taxes to fund early childhood programs. A pack of cigarettes costs 50 cents more now, and a $10 cigar goes up to about $14 there.
I'm angry. I don't believe that we should be able to be taxed out of business.
And California, home to so many of the nation's celebrities, has a new law protecting them, passed in response to reports 2 years ago that Princess Diana's car could have been trying to outrun paparazzi. Beginning today, California allows lawsuits against photographers who intrude on someone's privacy. Nationwide, many Americans may save money this year thanks to changes in federal income tax laws. A $100 higher child tax credit for dependents under 17, and tax breaks for students, credits to deduct student loan payments, and to help offset some tuition payments for higher education.
The credit applies against the tax that's owed, and so it really results in a dollar-for-dollar savings for the taxpayers.
And 1999 brings the first increase in postal rates in 4 years. Beginning January 10th, it'll cost 33 cents to mail a first-class letter. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
Violent crime is declining all across this country, but every year one place earns the unwanted distinction of being named the nation's murder capital. The numbers are in, and in 1998 it was Chicago, with 698 homicides last year. Still, that was 61 fewer murders than the previous year. When we come back, NBC News In Depth this Friday night. New Year's Eve may still be a throbbing headache, so why are so many people already planning for the next one?
I've asked Patty to show you how easy it is to use 1010-9000, the only number you need to get directory assistance anywhere in America. Watch. Patty just dials 1010-9000 and tells the operator whose number she wants.
Leslie Weller, Denver.
The operator finds the number, even offers to dial it with no connection charge.
No connection charge? Sure, dial it for me.
With 1010-9000, it's that easy. 1010-9000, directory assistance for everyone in America.
Turret change complete.
4 degrees east and stop.
Check. Focal length extended.
Oh my.
Have you seen something?
Nope, just those darn fingerprints on my glasses again. Keep scanning.
Don't miss Ed's head, because you could win $11 million in the American Family Sweepstakes. Enter now.
You know, the last I looked, the average workday lasts more than a few hours, right?
Right.
But average pain relievers may work for a few hours, then quit. Well, now there's Aleve. Aleve's the one with the strength to work on arthritis pain all day long with just 2 pills. It would take 8 Tylenol to do that. So, if your pain reliever isn't putting in a full day's work,
Fire it.
fire it and take Aleve. 2 pills, all day relief. Works for me.
Dateline Friday. Do you believe in miracles?
I got this beautiful feeling.
She was afflicted with a crippling disease until she prayed at a miraculous shrine.
It was a magnificent feeling.
Was she touched by the hand of God?
All I know is that something remarkable happened.
The power of prayer. Do you believe? A very special Dateline Friday on NBC.
NBC News In Depth tonight. The new millennium heading into the home stretch. By most counts, it is now just 364 days away. If you want to enter the third millennium before anybody else, you'll have to go to Antarctica. That is where the year 2000 will dawn first. The last place it arrives will be Western Samoa. Between now and then, the buildup will be unlike anything ever seen before. NBC's Bob Faw tonight In Depth on Millennium Mania and confusion.
Rolling out 98, rolling in 99 was just a dress rehearsal for the biggest year-ender of them all, the big kahuna, the millennium.
Millennia. What is it?
Millennia.
Millennia.
Get used to the word, 2 L's, 2 N's, please. And to all the hype, there's a reason for it.
Millennium sells, and I think it's highline. It means highline to people.
Which is why Mazda started marketing its Millennia car in 1995, even though the term hasn't exactly swept customers off their feet.
You hear that? What's it mean?
I don't know, man.
Does it conjure up anything, the word?
No.
Nothing.
Not at all.
There's confusion, too, because most people will celebrate the millennium December 31st of this year, even though purists insist it won't really arrive until December 31st of next year on our calendar. Unfortunately, on the Islamic calendar next year will be 1421. Will be the year 2390 for Zoroastrians in India, the year 4698 in China, and 5761 in Israel. And there's one more problem. Historians now think that a monk who helped put together our calendar way back in the 6th century got his computations all wrong, and that the millennium has already occurred 4 years ago. Still, look for that word millennium to become as familiar as, what's his name? Guy Lombardo and his Royal Canadians used to be. It'll be a term used to invoke magic. Well, at least for some.
The name is familiar, but it don't turn me on.
The good news is you've still got 364 days to get ready for the millennium. The bad news is it's already too late. The pyramids will be swamped with revelers, with overflow crowds also predicted for the Eiffel Tower and even Stonehenge, where Druids whooped it up for the first millennium. Fashionable watering holes like the Plaza Hotel in New York City are already sold out for next year's New Year's Eve. The posh Greenbrier in West Virginia has been fully booked since 1996. But if you hurry, travel agent Mario Perillo has a few seats left on his $4,000 black-tie charter flight to Rome.
In the minds of millions, the millennium, New Year's Eve, and the entire year is the biggest historical event since the very world began.
That's right, America. The countdown is already underway. Bob Fall, NBC News, Washington.
Get used to that song as well. And before we leave 1998 for good, one more note about last night's giant celebration not far from here in Times Square. It took nearly 50 workers to clean up the estimated 30 tons of trash and confetti left by last night's crowd of about 500,000 revelers. Up next, as we continue, money in the new year. Do you know where your 401k is tonight, what condition it's in, and how will the stock market do? And golf's latest craze, why thieves are targeting drivers and putters.
Oh, this head cold. I'm so clogged up, I just can't focus.
You okay?
Ugh, if this meeting doesn't go well, it's all that work wasted.
You gotta stay focused.
I'll find a way.
Clear the congestion with Tavis D, prescription strength. Just one gives you 12 hours of uninterrupted relief. To get that, you'd need 4 Tylenol cold pills. Tavis D clears your congestion, so you're clear-headed again. Why be congested? Be clear-headed, clear through your day with Tavis D.
This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million.
Hey, Todd, can you give me a hand?
The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Now,
The self-service for the birds.
bigger than ever.
My first boyfriend, Rick Whiting. I hadn't seen him in years, and we're at our 20th reunion catching up, and I get this terrible heartburn. But Rick hands me Zantac 75. Thanks, I said. So, did you ever become an accountant? No, he says. A doctor.
The medicine in Zantac 75 is the #1 doctor-prescribed acid reducer. It relieves even your toughest heartburn, controlling acid for up to 12 hours.
Dr. Rick Whiting.
Zantac 75 for tough heartburn. Doctors know. This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million.
Now that's a big check.
The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Now, bigger than ever.
Uh-oh.
New individually wrapped all-days panty liners. Tastefully toteable. New individually wrapped all-days panty liners. Remarkably mobile.
A historic new year in Europe where midnight gave birth to something called the euro. Europe's new unified currency and a key to the unification. For now, the new currency will be used mostly in transactions from bank to bank, but by 2002, it will replace the franc and the lira and the number of other famous individual currencies. The new year has many in this country making sure their finances are in order, especially for retirement. Millions of people rely on those 401k plans, but do you really know what's in yours or what should be? Here's NBC's Fred Francis.
Bernice Bennett, a divorced great-grandmother, thought she was on the road to retirement. But because she invested too cautiously in her 401k plan, she may now have to work until she's 70.
I should have known better, or maybe somebody should have told me to know better.
More and more American companies are phasing out traditional pension plans in which they invest employee retirement funds. In their place, the companies set up 401ks, in which employees make their own investment choices. But like Bernice, many American workers are not savvy investors, and making the wrong choices can mean delaying, even destroying the golden years of retirement. There are more than 25 million Americans with 401k retirement plans, $1 trillion invested. But recent studies show more than half of them do not fully understand their investments.
The vast majority of investors don't know a stock from a bond or the stock market from their elbow. And so they're getting results that are commensurate with their level of knowledge.
Bernice's mistake? She put most of her savings in a money market fund. That's like putting it in a bank. It's safe, but grows very slowly. Putting retirement savings in mutual funds means you buy stocks and bonds or both in companies. It's lucrative, but can be risky. So how do you make the best choice? Some companies like Saturn offer money management classes, but won't give specific advice to avoid legal liability. Tony Wood took the Saturn classes and began investing aggressively in stock mutual funds.
At the age of 55, I plan on retiring from Saturn with approximately $750,000.
Sounds pretty good, and if you seek expert advice, it's not impossible.
You don't want to have to go it alone. It's a scary way to retire is not to have anyone involved but yourself.
Bernice went to Memphis financial advisor Mike Swain, who helped her put together a more aggressive but balanced portfolio.
Your IRA and your 401k account has done well this year, even with the downturn in the market.
And although Bernice may have to work longer, smart investments now will help her reap the rewards of a lifetime of labor. Fred Francis, NBC News, Memphis.
Of course, smart investing means getting a handle on the volatile stock market, riding out the highs and the lows. So we asked one of America's premier economic forecasters what 98 will bring. 99, rather. Tonight, Stephen Roach, chief economist for Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, in his own words.
Why has the U.S. stock market been so strong for so long? It's been the best of all possible worlds. Inflation has stayed low. Interest rates have stayed low. Corporate earnings have surpassed our wildest expectations. The worst global financial crisis in 60 years has barely made a dent in the U.S. economy and in corporate earnings, and that reflects the balance and the staying power of U.S. competitiveness. Americans are spending their wealth as never before on a host of big-ticket items. Should the stock market go down, many of these expenditures would have to be drawn into serious question. That could take a tough toll on the U.S. economy. But our best guess is that the economic climate is conducive to further gains. We're hopeful it's going to turn out good for another year.
And when we come back, what's increasingly par for the course in golf, thieves, smugglers, and a booming underground market.
But there's one thing everybody in Washington can agree on.
That would be?
There's more heartburn than ever.
And more Republicans.
More burning, more pressure.
More pain.
Yeah, and it's time someone did more about it, too.
Alka-Seltzer does more with more medicines than any antacid or acid blocker. Alka-Seltzer speeds complete relief to your worst heartburn and pain.
Yeah, Alka-Seltzer. This country deserves more.
You sound like a Democrat.
Democrats just promise more.
Alka-Seltzer, more complete heartburn relief.
One word convinced me an herbal could help me maintain emotional balance. Centrum.
One name means an advance in herbals to help maintain memory.
This winter, I'm taking the only herbal backed by Centrum Science.
Introducing Centrum Herbals. Some other brands can be missing natural ingredients because herbals can vary from plant to plant, dose to dose. Only Centrum uses pharma print to guarantee a more complete herbal every time.
One word can help make a difference in your health.
6 individual Centrum Herbals, naturally more complete.
What is it? Holy Toledo! It's an Earl Anthony Pro Tour model. It's like a black pearl from heaven.
Don't miss Ed's head because you could win $11 million in the American Family Sweepstakes. Enter now.
Gosh, I just went to use the phone.
You say once you got back, your wife was gone.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
What?
Have you checked the hot enchilada?
Oh, no. Millicent gets terrible heartburn.
Not this time.
What's that?
Looks like the remains of an individually wrapped Pepsid AC chewable.
Introducing Pepsid AC Chewables, the first chewable to stop heartburn before it starts.
Millicent? Is that you?
Start living heartburn-free with new Pepsid AC Chewables.
You're not still driving that same old car. Why watch the same old cable news? The new choice is MSNBC Primetime, when you really want to know.
Saturday on Today, advice for insomniacs. Find out how you can get a good night's sleep the natural way. And Nick Nolte talks about his new film, The Thin Red Line. That's Saturday on Today.
For the well-heeled who drive to the club to play golf, the chief concern used to be locking up the car so it wouldn't be stolen. But increasingly, it's the clubs themselves, the golf clubs, the expensive mammoth drivers that cost a fortune and now have thieves after them. Our report tonight from NBC's Mike Betcher.
Sacramento security guard Courtney Cucci got between thieves and their loot. She lost.
How many were there now?
2.
After ramming her patrol car and taping her to a chair at gunpoint, the burglars drove their car through the metal doors of a store. What were they after? Not cash or diamonds, but what police say is the newest prime target for thieves: golf clubs.
If you get out of a store with 10, 15, 20 clubs, you've made a pretty good haul.
Across the country in the past year, more than 1,000 golf shops have been targets of this new crime wave. Jim McDonald's store in Temecula, California has been burglarized 3 times.
The amount of dollars that they can get in such a short period of time far exceeds any bank robbery.
The thieves are getting away with anywhere from $20,000 all the way up to $150,000 and $200,000 at a time.
Prized most by thieves? Expensive titanium clubs made of strong, lightweight metal. They hit the ball farther than regular steel-shafted clubs and cost twice as much, about $400 apiece. Police suspect many of the stolen titaniums are smuggled to Asia, where they bring $1,000 apiece.
The titanium golf club became so pricey, it's like a jewel.
Roger Little's Palm Springs golf shop has been hit 4 times. He showed us surveillance camera video of the last burglary.
They're walking right by these clubs. They know right where they're going. They just go for the titanium.
Nothing but the titanium woods and some irons.
Even with increased security measures, like this surveillance camera watching me now, sophisticated alarms, bars on the windows, the insurance industry estimates that thieves stole about $120 million worth of golf clubs last year. To prevent a 5th burglary, Roger Little has installed metal shutters. Other stores are doing the same. But nothing seems to work against thieves who have turned titanium clubs into the car stereos of the 90s. Mike Betcher, NBC News, Palm Springs.
And that concludes the very first NBC Nightly News of 1999. Don't forget Dateline NBC tonight at 8. I hope to see you all next week and every weeknight on the news on cable on MSNBC at 9 and again on CNBC at 10. I'm Brian Williams reporting tonight from New York. Good night and Happy New Year.
NBC Nightly News is America's most watched evening news program.
Now on the scene at 6, winter weather strikes much of the U.S. Will Tennessee be next in line? Find out right now on the scene at 6. Also, the new year is bringing about some big changes for the folks in Clarksville with the swearing in of a brand new mayor. Tonight, find out what the new leadership could mean for residents. Plus, they are the stories of Tennessee, the people and events that made us what and who we are today. Tonight, we start a year-long look back at our Tennessee century. That's all ahead on The Scene at 6, right now.
WSNV.